rocking to the beat, walking on the street, the freak guy. This is how I roll, animal prince getting out of control. It's a red fool with a big afro, and just like Bruce Lee, I got the glow. Oh, oh, girl, look at that body. Oh, oh, girl, look at that body. Oh, oh, girl, look at that body. I work out. When I walk on the spot, this is what I see. Everybody staring at me. I got passion in my past, and I ain't afraid to show it, show it, show it. Ooh, I'm sexy and I know it. Yeah, I'm sexy and I know it. Ooh, I'm sexy and I know it. I'm sexy and I know it. When I'm at the mall, security just can't fight them off. And when I'm at the beach, I'm in a Speedo, trying to tan my cheeks, yeah. This is how I roll. Come on, ladies, it's time to go. We're headed to the bar, baby, don't be nervous. No shoes, no shirt, I still get service. Oh, oh, girl, look at that body. Oh, oh, girl, look at that body. Oh, oh, girl, look at that body. I work out. When I walk on the spot, this is what I see. Everybody they're staring at me. I got passion in my pants, and I ain't afraid to show it, show it, show it. Yeah, I'm sexy and I know it. I'm sexy and I know it. Oh, I'm sexy and I know it. Yeah, I'm sexy and I know it. So wiggle, 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 yeah. Oh, wiggle, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. Wiggle, 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 yeah. Oh, wiggle, 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 yeah. I'm sexy and I know it. I'm sexy and I know it. Oh, yeah, I'm sexy and I know it. I'm sexy and I know it. I'm sexy and I know it. If I misbehave, it's just that no one makes me feel this way. Oh, bringing sexy back. Those other boys don't know how to act. Got to get it fast. Tell me, babe, you see these shackles, baby, I to the back. VIP, drinks on me. I see what you're working with. Look at those hips, and then we smile. Go ahead, child. Get your sexy on. Get your sexy on. Get your sexy on. Get your sexy on.
I still will always love this song, just a little bit too much. I like the idea of a dancing pineapple. Is that what Kevin just posted? Did he just post a dancing pineapple? Is it a dancing pineapple? Oh my god, that's cute! I don't like the pink though. I don't like the pink. Might be able to change the background on it. So you do you like your little pineapple that I gave you? You get a little pineapple for being a sub. Isn't it adorable? Okay, so I'm sorry about the loud microwave, but I forgot to thaw all of my fish last night before I went to bed, so that was dumb. You can edit out the pink? That would be amazing. I'm good at photo editing, but graphics editing is not my jam. If you could edit out the pink and make me some stream starting soon and ending soon panels, that would be amazing. I would be eternally grateful. I will even bring you something the next time we come up to Dallas. I can do that for sure. I would really like to find out how to get these bots out of my chat. It's confusing. So I'm like, oh, I have like 5 people in my chat. Oh no, 4 of them are bots. The song is the best. You'll look into it? I appreciate it. That would be amazing. Alright, so we're thawing fish. Because I'm dumb. I didn't do it. Yeah, I've been looking into it. There is no way right now to ban bots from the channel. Which sucks. I don't even like that. I don't want them. I don't necessarily need to ban them. I just don't want them to show up in my like chat log of people who are in my chat. Like that. I don't care if they lurk. I just don't want to see them. I don't want to know that they're there. I know, but I don't want to. I just don't want them to be there. I want them to go away. Okay. So, we are making, I call them Japanese sandwiches. but I guess they're called onigiri. I was calling them onigiri because Spanish and English rules, but I guess it's onigiri with a hard G. I've been wanting to do these like anime food days where I make food that I find in anime shows, and I figured the best one to do first would be the food that I grew up always wanting to try and wondering what it was and how to make it and what it tasted like and why I saw it in literally every anime, and that's these little rice ball things. And the reason I saw them in all the anime that I watched is because, like I said, they're basically Japanese sandwiches. So, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, okay. I'm getting distracted by like thinking about cameras and stuff. Onigiri are the best. I'm very excited about it. Hey, the timer worked? What timer? What timer? Okay. So the first, I think I'm gonna marinate. Okay, so I'm making 3 different types of onigiri. I'm gonna do one with cooked salmon, one with cooked shrimp, and one with raw or mostly raw tuna. Oh, okay, I see. Awesome. Okay, yay, it worked. Well, hop to it, Kevin. Kevin is on technical duty today. So I want to marinate all of the fish that I'm doing. So in order for that to happen, the first thing I need to do is my least favorite thing in the world, which is peeling shrimp. And Kevin is very lucky that I have him on technical duty right now, because he's not getting stuck with this job like I had planned. It looks like I'm gonna have to do it. I hate peeling shrimp. It's one of my least favorite things in the world. But we're gonna do it, because y'all need to know how to peel shrimp. It's important. Okay, first thing, bowl water. I didn't want warm water. I want cold water. You want cold water, not hot water. There we go. I always do pre-peeled shrimp because you don't know how to do it. Well, we're going to learn something new today then. You're going to need a small-ish knife, preferably a pretty sharp one, and a bowl of water. 2 little things. I recommend gloves because we all know how I feel about getting my hands dirty. You're going to need some shrimp. These are mostly thawed. You are also going to need my little trash pad here. Another bowl to put your finished shrimp in. Okay. Cleaning bowl, finished product bowl. Pan out of the way. I'm gonna open you so you stop screaming at me. Okay, so there, as with everything in the kitchen, are a few ways you can do this. So this is a shrimp. Look how cute he is. Okay. He's swimming in the ocean. This is where the head would be. But usually when you buy them like this, the head's been cut off already. These are smaller, so their shells are a little bit softer. Okay? They have little tails, look, they're cute little tails. Okay, so the way you want to do it is Hold on, I have to think about this. I haven't done this in a while. Okay, sorry. If your knife is sharp enough, you want to make an incision. Oh, these are a little too hard. Okay, we're gonna improvise. We're going to scissors. The harder the shell, the bigger the shrimp, the harder the shell. You're gonna want to use scissors for this. Okay. So what you want to do is cut the shell down the back of the shrimp. Now we are taking the shells off, so you want to go all the way down to the shell, okay? Now the easiest way to do this is to cut all of your shrimp first. So that's what we're going to do, okay? So cut your shrimp, drop them in. If the shrimp are smaller and the shells aren't hard, you can do this with a knife, where you may cut this little incision. And if you want to leave the shell, the tails on, you'd stop right here. I am taking the tails off, so I'm going all the way down. Fun story, the first time I cooked shrimp, I thought there was something wrong because I thought all the shrimp were supposed to be pink. And the gray raw shrimp freaked me out. That's funny. That is funny. There is an enzyme in shrimp that makes them pink when you cook them. And fun fact, that enzyme in shrimp that makes them pink when you cook them is the same enzyme that makes flamingos pink. Flamingos are pink because they eat a lot of fish, or a lot of shrimp. They're not actually born that color. Fun fact. Isn't food awesome? Ooh, this one's nice and soft. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. Flamingos are basically bird shrimp. Shrimp birds. Yeah. If you ever look at a picture of a baby flamingo, they're actually gray. And you can tell how old a flamingo is by how pink it is. Fun facts for the day. You didn't know they ate shrimp? Yep, that's what they eat. They eat small shrimp, like plankton shrimp, I think. But yeah. Oh no! Flamingos and meerkats were my favorite zoo exhibits when I was a kid. Oh, that's cool. How were they your favorite zoo exhibits and you didn't know that they ate shrimp? Did you not pay attention to like the teaching stuff at the zoo? I learned that at the zoo. I learned that at the Animal Kingdom in Disney World. Last time I went to the zoo, I was 5. Oh, okay, well that's fair. I used to go to the zoo a lot when I worked with the day camp. It was a summer day camp, and once a week we would have these really big excursions where we would take the kids somewhere. And I lived in Southern California, so it was usually like Knott's Berry Farm, Disneyland. We took them to water parks, and then we also took them to the aquarium and the LA Zoo. So I've been to a lot of zoos. And then I had friends who really liked the San Diego Zoo. So we used to go to San Diego Zoo a lot. And then as I got older, I realized I don't really like zoos. I don't feel good about them. Like, they kind of ick me out a little bit. I kind of like the wild animal park at Disneyland because, like, all the animals are, like, in huge open enclosures, so they can kind of wander around and, like, be animals. But, like, the San Diego Zoo, like, they're all in cages and stuff, and it just makes me sad. Like, especially, like, the lions and stuff, or the really big cats. Just, I don't know. Wasn't tall enough to read the plaques. Were you even capable of reading? Like, let alone not able to see them, but could you actually read them? Oh, yeah? I didn't really get into reading until I was in junior high school. I read a lot when I was in, like, 5th, 6th grade. I read a lot of, like, Nancy Drew and stuff. Oh, that's pretty good. I don't know how old I was when I was, like, really good at it, but like, I remember I never read, like, the Hardy Boys or, like, any of those, like, younger kid books. I know I went straight from picture books to Nancy Drew. I didn't really do anything in between. And I remember reading Nancy Drew pretty young. I don't think I, like, really fell in love with reading, though, until junior high school. I was in honors English, but I hated all the books we read. And so my mom gave me a Dean Koontz book, and I was hooked. I loved Dean Koontz for years. I still like him. I feel like he has a tendency to over-describe sometimes, and so I kind of drifted away from him. Harry Potter, because all school give us. Oh, yeah, like I said, I was in honors English, but the books that we read just didn't grab me. We read one book called Catherine Called Birdie, which I really liked. I remember liking that one. We read The Hobbit when I was in 7th grade, but I just wasn't into it. It wasn't I wasn't really into fantasy yet. It didn't happen until I was a little bit older. But, and then I didn't get into Harry Potter. We read it in school. We actually read Harry Potter in school when I was in 4th grade. So I read it when I was a little younger than Harry. And then right around the time the 4th book came out, I was 14. My mom bought me all 4 of them. And I read them and fell in love with them. And then I was at the midnight release for the 5th, 6th, and 7th books. And the 7th book came out like a week before my 17th birthday, so that was kind of cool for me. If you don't have kitchen scissors for something like this, I recommend you get I keep looking here. I recommend you get a pair. Their kitchen scissors are super handy. Their kitchen scissors because they'll come apart, which I'll show you in a second, which is for cleaning and sharpening. Don't use, like, regular scissors you buy at Staples. Like, get a good pair of kitchen shears, because they come in super handy. I'm going to use these scissors a lot today. Yeah, so I started with, I really started with Dean Koontz. Read almost every book he'd ever put out. And I got really into Nicholas Sparks for a while. Got into romance. when I was like 13. And then I read a bunch of Nora Roberts. My mom was really Nora Roberts when I was younger. So I borrowed a bunch of her books. And then I finally got in Harry Potter, demolished Harry Potter. And then when I was in high school, I got into Jim Butcher. Huge Jim Butcher fan. I've read everything he's ever written for the most part. Haven't quite gotten into his steampunk series. I'm not a steampunk person, so I haven't really gotten attached to it. Read the first books like Grey, started the first chapter because it was kind of boring, but then I was like, I was hooked. Plus in the 9th, 6th, 7th books, my aunt bought me all the rest. So the last 3 chapters or so, the last book, then put it down for a week because I guess I just wasn't ready for. Aww, I bought that 7th book. I went to the midnight release by myself because I was driving at that time. I went and bought it and went home and read the entire thing in one sitting. I literally didn't stop until I was done with it. It was so good. Okay, so now that all of these are cracked, okay, so here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna come down here, you're gonna grab the little legs, and pull the legs off. Now there is another vein down here, which you can get rid of. We're going to end up cooking all of this, so it's really not that big a deal. I mean, I'm not going to go through all of them, I just want to show you. So, if these were already cooked, these would also come off, but we're peeling these raw. So, bam, little shrimp. I should put water in this one too. Yes, our love is running out of time. I won't count the hours, rather be a coward in the world's collide. I'm gonna drown you out before I lose my mind. I'm gonna do this a ton of times, so you're gonna have plenty of opportunity to see me do it. But basically, so what is happening is down the back here, this is what we call a vein, or some people call it a poop chute. It technically is. You basically want to make sure you pull that out over here. And then you want to grab the legs and pull the legs off. And then finish with the tail bit. So you get all the meat, make sure that chute is gone. Oop, that's all I wanted. I'm covering my ears like a kid. When your words mean nothing, I go la la la. I'm turning up the volume when you speak. If my heart can't stop it, I'll find a way to block it. No, 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 no. I'm covering my ears like a kid. Also a big fan of Series of Fortune Events, Warriors. And see, I never read any of those. Yeah, you need to go back and finish Dresden Files. This is going to sound really conceited, and I don't mean it to be, but I skipped all the kid books. Like, the stories were never interesting to me. I grew up watching, like, Buffy the Vampire Slayer and, like, Law and Order and, like, really adult shows. I watched some kid shows too, but not nearly as much. And by grow up, I mean, like, I was watching Buffy when I was, like, 5. So, like, my mom never sheltered me from anything. And so because of that, all those books that were geared towards kids just never interested me. Like, they never grabbed me. I like Nancy Drew because of the murder mystery aspect. But, like, I went straight from her to Dean Koontz. So like, so if you do this right, if you pinch where the feet are on the bottom and pull together, the vein, all the shell, everything will come out in one big thing. That one didn't. That's that vein right there. Aww. In World Series Challenge is a kid series. There's a lot of dark themes in it. Warriors just a book about feral cats and tribes. Like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with kid books. Don't get me wrong. I actually went back later on in life and read the Ugly series by Scott Westerfield, which I was actually just telling Kevin about the other day. One of my favorite book series of all times. It's categorized as a teen series, but is fascinating, especially as an adult. Really, really love that book. There are a few teen series I've gone back and read, but it just, I guess what I'm trying to say is I was never appealed to go pick them up in the first place. Like, I didn't know what they were about, you know what I mean? So, and I went to people who read books for advice, and none of my friends read. My mom was the only person I knew that read books for pleasure. So my mom is who I went to, and she gave me adult books. So that's kind of what happened. Oh yeah, the Ugly series, it's a great series. I'm trying to get Kevin to read it. What I liked about it more than anything, I love these little like shrimp carcasses floating here. What I loved about it more than anything else was the effort that Scott Westerfield put into building the world that he developed. It's scientifically, it's a fascinating book. And then I did go back and read The Hunger Games as an adult. I also ended up reading the Twilight series. My sister, who despite being older than me, aged a lot slower than I did. So she didn't really start reading until she was an adult. And I remember for my 18th birthday, she sent me Twilight, thinking I would enjoy it, even though by this point I was reading adult romance novels by this point. When I was 18, I kid you not, I went to the library, went to the romance section, started at A, and literally read my way through the entire romance section. Not the entire romance section, I think I ended at like G. Read a lot of random romance books. That's what I was doing when I was 18. So, Twilight didn't really appeal to me. But she sent it to me thinking I would like it and thinking we could sisterly bond over it, whatever. It took me a year to read the first Twilight book. A year. Now, remember, I just said that I read the entire last Harry Potter series in like 16 hours. Or last Harry Potter book. So it wasn't for lack of ability to read. It was complete lack of desire. I had no interest in that book. So it took me a year to read the first Twilight. And I got to the end of it, and if you're not familiar with Twilight, I'm going to ruin it for you. At the end of the first book, the main character, Bella, who is essentially being stalked by a vampire, who she ends up falling in love with, makes him promise her that he will turn her into a vampire by the end of the first book. And I was like, okay, I can get behind this. I want to see what she would be like as a vampire, because right now she's an annoying, whiny teenager. I want to see her as a vampire. So the second book, he leaves her. Imagine how pissed off I was. And so she like joins the like werewolf people, which I completely lost interest in. So I'm like, alright, end the second book, she's still not a vampire. Well, I guess I have to read the third book. So I read the third book. I don't even remember what the third book was about, to be honest. End of the third book, she's still not a vampire. So I went and bought the fourth book. Read the fourth book. Halfway through the fourth book, she finally becomes a vampire. I closed the book, set it down, and walked away. I was satisfied. I think I went back to it like 6 months later, and I was like, I should probably finish this. And I went back and actually finished the series. But as soon as she finally became a vampire, I was like, oh, okay, I'm happy. Honestly, the whole series is painfully written. I struggled. I struggle with first-person narratives. I think they're juvenile. I don't like them. I struggled with The Hunger Games too. The Hunger Games is one of the few series that I will say, without a doubt, the movies are better than the books, because the books are just internal dialogue, or internal monologue of an INTJ female, and we're not that interesting on the inside. It's a lot of complaining and whining, and I didn't want to read about that. So I didn't enjoy it until I really saw the movies. The movies made it far more pleasurable for me. The first book was pretty decent. The second two, not so much. The movies, I thought they were fantastic. I think Jennifer Lawrence really made that character shine. As for Twilight, I just don't like Twilight very much. The story is intriguing. I think in the hands of a better author, it might have been more interesting. But I just don't think she has any business writing books, to be honest. And then don't even get me started on freaking, what's the one that was a fan fiction of Twilight, 50 Shades of Grey. Oh my god. Out of curiosity, I ended up watching the movie because I was curious. I wanted to read the book, 50 Shades of Grey, because curiosity, romance, I'm in. And so I read the first, like, 4 pages, and it was so bad that I actually put it down and went and rented the movie, because I couldn't do it. It was so awful. Twilight could have been good, but Stephenie Meyer's garbage at writing, yeah. Oh yeah, and 50 Shades of Grey is even worse. Like, that movie was just sad. Or the book. The movie was actually pretty decent. Alright, so look, there's all my shrimp carcasses. I'm sorry to all the vegans out there. Like, I don't know, 50 Shades was just really disappointing. Like, you could tell it was written by somebody who was just not familiar with what she was writing about, which just made it 1,000 times worse. Hey, Kevin. Now, if I had a garden and I composted, those would have made great compost. But I'm not and I don't, so. No one's perfect. Okay, so shrimps are done. Well, they're done being peeled and stuff. Okay. I'm actually going to use the same bowl, so I'm going to go drain these real quick. It's never a bad idea to rinse your shrimp off again. Oh! I hear a noise! I don't know what it was. guys yet, but I'll come back and I'll say thank you. Maybe that was a follow noise? It sounded like a follow noise. If I just got a follow because of my awesome book opinions, I'll be very happy. Shrimpies go back in the bowl. I'm actually going to want this bowl too. I gotta say, having grown up in California and now living in Texas, I'm really sorry to all of my Texans, but y'all's shrimp just taste gross. Maxie Collar with the follow. Thanks, Maxie. Maxie, appreciate it. Haven't read any of the books y'all just talked about. Just here for the food. Hey, man, that's cool. I appreciate it. We're making onigiri today. I'm going to do shrimp, tuna, and salmon. We're just peeling and deveining the shrimp. What pressure one?
If I stay on camera, I'm okay.
Okay. Unless I fry something and we splash grease on you.
Oh yeah, that works.
Yeah, so here's something you need to know about me. I talk a lot. Mostly if I have somebody to talk to. So I will talk about just about anything. The only thing I won't talk about is politics and religion. Just because I don't want to start any fights in my stream. And I don't really have, I don't really need to be sharing my opinions about those things. But otherwise, I will discuss damn near anything. So, okay, so that was the shrimp. We're going to cut up some. Do I want to cut it and marinate it? I'm going to marinate it, cook it, and then cut it. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I want to do the tuna raw or not. Kevin?
You remember what I told you? I said tuna raw,
Sear it?
but seared, yeah.
Okay.
Right. So that way,
Okay.
you know, yeah.
Well, I'm just going to throw the tuna and the salmon in the same bowl.
Alright.
I forgot. Did you play Dragon Age? I did not play Dragon Age. I own one of them because I stole it from an old roommate. Okay, all the shit that was stolen from roommates. It was justified. I haven't played Dragon Age. I should. I will eventually. I was more into what's the word I'm looking for? Skyrim. Skyrim was more my jam. Kevin! Kevin! How he like never hears me. Kevin! The house isn't that big. Okay, so my salmon here, if you will notice, is too.
Remember, there's a delay. So
I'm shouting in the house.
I have the headphones on.
Oh, can you take the crap out? Thank you.
Was it full?
Yeah.
it's cool.
My tasty, delicious salmon here. Ooh, look at the scales. Or lack of scales, I should say. Sorry. I think fish skin is cool. My fish is two very different thicknesses because this is actually like this when they fillet it. So I'm actually going to separate this into pieces because I want to cook evenly when I cook it. Come on. So there's that. I think I'm also going to take the skin off. If you don't know how to do that, oh wow, I did a weird job at this. I'm putting my knife between the fish and the skin. This is hard without the tail attached to it. And then it's also hard without a fillet knife. Ah! Okay, don't do this at home, because I'm butchering this. You usually want to start with the smaller end, but they fillet this weird. Basically, you want to work your knife between the skin and the meat, and you pull the skin tight, and it's going to keep the knife from slicing it. That was not very well done, but it was close. The short end was weird.
You know what? I have an idea.
Yes.
For showing skills and everything like that, I do like the top down, but I also like on the side right here. So like,
Oh, how to take the skin off this one.
so like I do that, and then I like
I don't know what to
do this. Oh, hold on, I gotta
do. I don't know what Kevin's doing right now, guys.
go. I'm moving the camera around a little bit. I'm trying to show side view here. There you go. See, so that way you can kind of like.
This is I'm butchering this poor fish.
But you, mate, how do you think that looks? See, now this is where you have to understand that there's a delay in the stream, so whenever you're sitting there yelling for me and I don't hear it because I have the headphones on.
Well, don't put your freaking headphones on when I'm streaming,
No!
so I can scream at you. Ugh, that's terrible. Butcher these poor fishes. Don't butcher your fishes. I don't even know. Don't butcher your fishes. Okay. Well, there's a bunch of salmon skin. Now you can cook this up, and make tasty things with it. You can even we can chiffon it and fry it, and use it as a garnish.
I think the smaller camera closer to the board would be better, but I agree side camera looks good for stills. So,
She wants it closer. If it gets any closer, it's gonna be in my face.
okay, hold on.
Yeah, my knife's not sharp enough for that shit. I'm not doing that.
Alright, hold on 1 second then. Let me,
Are you gonna zoom it in? God damn it. One day at a time, Kevin.
And so, what? Oh god. Sorry. No. Move. You go back there. I'll get that. Sorry.
Something you guys need to know about Kevin, as much as we love him, and we do love him, he gets very easily distracted.
I took the trash out and forgot to put the bag back in.
He's not the best multitasker in the world. Or I should say you multitask too much, is what it is.
Yeah.
It's too many things at once. Okay, you can go back where you're going.
Alright.
Well, I lost the cutting board.
Well, you're out of the thing now, so. So what if I did that and
What I
moved
need
it
is a third
over?
camera.
I know. We need a third camera. I know. So I could do that, kind of, maybe.
See, I want one from my face, I want one from above, and I want one from the side.
And then
All I
we
want in
adjust
my life,
this one
guys.
a little
Oh, and I want a mic pack, so you can actually hear me.
There we go. See,
That's all I want.
see, so that way, most of that.
Go on my face.
We don't have 3 cameras. I'm sorry.
No, but I want to see my face.
I know, but for skills and everything like that, you do that and everything like that. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think?
What's more important, my face or the side view?
Do you need face or do you need skills? I need skills.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah, well,
I asked if
so
just his actual book written by basically a Dragon Age version of. Ooh. If you were a dwarf with a crossbow, I think a smaller camera closer to the board would be better, but I agree side camera looks good for skills. Which is why I said smaller camera, not attached to the laptop. Oh, this camera.
well, okay.
See, I want
so
the
this,
above view because I want you to
this is a laptop,
literally see what I'm doing.
and this is stove cam, pretty much as well. So we have monitor cam, stove cam. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2. Anyway, no, yeah. So this one,
Hey sugar, what's up?
she just has it connected to the laptop because that way she
It's not the actual.
reads chat.
Oh, I can't do that. It's not the actual laptop camera. It's just connected to the laptop. It's like on top of it.
You're thinking using this camera in order to.
About using the laptop camera, but we can't.
It may be possible, but
It would take some major configuring.
and probably the computer can't handle it.
Yeah.
So because that would be taking.
I'm gonna wash all the scales off.
Because that would be taking this thing and connecting the output of the video over there and then streaming it into this one and everything like that. I'm just like, man. Help us get a third camera?
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
I need one of those donors like Shroud has. He just
Yeah.
drops in every day and gives $500.
Yeah, so there's, in case you are not savvy on some of the larger streamers on Twitch, Shroud. What? What tuna?
Not tuna. A white package with the tuna in it.
Oh, yeah.
Haha, I found my tuna.
So there's a guy on Shroud's stream.
Shroud being like one of the biggest streamers on Twitch.
Yeah, he's like a really big one. And like there's a guy that drops in and he just goes, here's $500.
Like almost every other day. He just comes in and gives me $500.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
Which, by the way, if you like coffee, Shroud has his own coffee now flavor, which is pretty interesting.
I'll be excited when I have my own coffee flavor. Is that gonna happen? No.
Oh my god, look at this tuna.
Alright.
Oh, it even smells good.
It's okay. I've seen better tuna.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's a good tuna. Drug money.
I think he used the camera.
Oh my god, that's a genius way to launder. Anyway.
What?
Give it to
Oh!
somebody else.
And have him gift it back to you through Twitch? It's actually not a bad idea.
Okay, we're not talking about it.
Okay, so I'm gonna just marinate all my fishes together because I'm lazy. Okay. As good an idea as it was, I like the base better. Also because I have the chat up on my laptop, and this allows me to see it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you kind of see my face and what I'm doing. This kind of works a little bit. This is a little too big though. There we go. How's that? How's that look, guys? We can work with that, yeah? Okay. So, we're gonna get some stuff on these. I want some flavor. So I'm not using any recipes or anything. I'm just gonna go with what I think is gonna taste good. So, let's go with. That sounds good. This sounds good. Definitely need some soy sauce. And maybe a little honey. And how about some onion powder and some garlic powder. And a little coriander, some tarragon. I think that's a good mix. Looks good to you? Awesome. I like it too. like I said, we're making 3 different onigiri. One's gonna be tuna, one's gonna be salmon, and one's gonna be shrimp. They're all mostly gonna be cooked. I haven't dabbled with the raw yet. I don't really trust buying sushi grade fish in Texas. Sumi.
Drawing me in and then kicking me off. Got my head spinning. No
Okay,
kidding.
so get those slices off.
What's going on in that beautiful mind? I found your magical mystery ride, and I'm so dizzy. Don't know what hit me, but I'll be alright. My head
Vinegar. This is rice vinegar. And then I have sushi rice vinegar that I'm going to use for sushi rice. My nose keeps itching. We're going to do a little oyster sauce. It has like an umami flavor that I like.
love your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections. Give your
And then, so this is where I get a little weird. I use too much sesame oil to justify carrying a bottle of it, so I actually like to use tahini. I like sesame paste instead of sesame oil, because then I get the actual sesame bits in there. So, call me weird. Sesame oil I just think is sometimes way too overpowering. The honey.
how many times
Okay, I'm going to do onion powder.
even when you cry you're beautiful too. The world is beating
Garlic powder.
down around for every move. You're my downfall, you're
Little
my
tarragon.
my worst distraction, my rhythm and blues. I can't stop singing, it's ringing in my head for you.
Coriander.
Water, but I'm breathing.
I smell it to like remind myself what it tastes like, so I know how much I want to add.
I'm out of my mind. 'Cause all of me loves all of you.
My poor honey balls can so be used.
All your edges,
I'm not going to use a ton.
perfect imperfections. Give your all to me. I give
No,
my
too much.
all
Okay.
to you.
So, shrimp these
You're
first.
my end and my beginning. Even when I lose, I'm winning. 'Cause I give you all of me.
Ooh, it smells good.
And you give me all.
And this is just mostly to give the fish and shrimp and whatnot some extra flavor, along with the sauce that I'm going to mix them with when they're done. I think I'm gonna end up doing spicy salmon. Oh, maybe I'll do spicy tuna. I don't know yet.
Loves all of you, all your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections. Give your all to me. I give my
Okay.
all to you.
These are just gonna hang out.
You're my end and my beginning. Even when I lose, I'm winning. 'Cause I give you all.
I'm actually going to put some cling wrap over this one. Ah, hate this shit. I seriously just need to go to Restaurant Depot and buy some real saran wrap. Okay. And then I'm just gonna do this. And then I'm gonna put these in the fridge because I don't want these sitting at room temperature. Shit. Forgot I had macaroons in here. Okay. We're gonna hang out in there until we're ready to cook them. What's the point of the honey? Oh, so honey does not go bad. It will not expire. This is good basically forever. The only problem is it will crystallize. It crystallizes when it loses moisture. So what you can do to get it back to this consistency is you can heat it up. But it's hard to get out of the bottle. So you can microwave it. So I was microwaving it because my honey is old. I needed to it's been crystallized. I needed to get it back to a pouring consistency. So I just microwaved it. No big deal. Right, I'm gonna need a lot of these later, so I'm not putting them away. I'm just putting them to the side. And okay, so I think I want to get our rice going because that's going to take a significant amount of time. So I haven't really made a plan as to. Oh, you're a cooking noob? Oh, well then welcome. This is a cooking class channel. I'm here to teach. So I'm not here to show off my amazing cooking skills. I'm not here to entertain anybody. I'm not here to impress anybody. I'm here to teach you guys some skills. So if you have questions, feel free to ask. There's no such thing as a stupid question. I love when you guys talk to me and engage with me. So I'm here to help, literally. So yeah. Yeah, edu-cooking. I like that. Hey, Jan. Okay, so I have really no plans as to how much I want to do. But here's what you need to know about sushi rice. A couple things. Number one, you need short grain rice. Bam. Okay. I'm using this particular brand. You can use any brand you want. See how it says perfect for sushi rice? You can see that the grains are significantly short in comparison to long grain rice, which I also have. I'll show you the difference. Yes, I'm the Tupperware queen and I keep my rice in an oatmeal jar. Don't judge me. Okay. So here's regular long grain rice, and here is short grain rice. So you can see short grain rice is a little bit more round, and long grain rice is longer. So this is the long grain. That's the short grain. Can you use risotto rice? Yeah, risotto is, or burrito rice. I don't see why not. However, I am fairly new to most Asian cooking. Most of my training is in European cooking, so I'm not the right person to ask. However, based on theory, I don't see why not. Short grain rice is just more compact. It's actually a different brand of rice. It's like a different grain of rice, but yeah, it's more compact. What you need to know is that the shorter the grain, the more starch it has in it. That's what you need to know. So long grain rice, when you cook it, is going to stay separated from itself. Short grain rice, when you cook it, is going to be more sticky and stick to itself because it has more starch, which is why you use arborio or short grain rice for risotto. It's because you want all that starch to make that pudding consistency. Should you ask THS? You can ask Hunger Service. I mean, I'll try not to be offended. I know, yeah, definitely if you want to ask him. I have a couple I was supposed to have a couple people drop in here today who are Asian food veterans. So I'm hoping that still happens. Let's see. Okay, so the other thing you need to know about your rice is that there is a lot of excess starch generally on the grain. So you need to rinse it. If you don't rinse it, that excess starch will burn at the bottom of your pot or rice maker. And it'll be too sticky. So you have to rinse it. I'm using a fine mesh strainer. I'm going to pour a bunch of rice in it, and I'm going to run water over it until it's comes through like clear. And I'm going to do a couple rounds of it. You can also put it in a bowl and like swirl it around like you're panning for gold. You've made ramen, does that make me a veteran? Oh, from scratch? I've never made ramen from scratch, so yeah, I'd make that. Yeah, you're more veteran than I am. Yeah, you're right, Jan. He is a trained sushi chef, so he probably would know. But I don't. Do sushi chefs make the rice? I would hope they make the rice. That's halfway there. Okay, so for my sushi, for my rice maker, for most rice makers, they come with this little cup. And this little cup corresponds to the lines in the rice maker for how much water to add. This does not equate to an actual cup. This is a specific measurement to this. If you have a rice maker, use your thing. If not, it's generally 2 to 1. It's usually 2 parts water, 1 part rice. Usually. Kevin makes tons of ramen. Like instant ramen. Heck, I've never made ramen from scratch, so I only started doing the rice thing recently too, so I'm not, sushi is not my forte, but I've been playing with it recently. I'm enough of a professional that I can try new stuff every once in a while. Okay, so this is 2 cups. I'm gonna rinse this real quick. In fact, what's cool about having the mobile camera is that I can do this. So you can watch me while I rinse rice. You want to use cold water, not hot water. Basically, what you need to know is there's no such thing as too much rinsing in this case. So if you feel like you've gone long enough, go a little bit longer. And that's probably good. Make the stock noodles. Oh, you did make the stock noodles. That's cool. Oh yeah, ooh, cupcake stuff. Can't even fry an egg, no idea how I'm surviving. No cooking skills? Okay, Max. Stick with me, and we're gonna change that. That's my goal. I think everybody should know how to cook for themselves, at least a little bit. This is so today is a complicated day. What you need to know is that, I'm trying to see how much sushi I can do. Okay, so this is 2 cups. I think I'm gonna do 3. That should be good. What you need to know, is that I stream, I think 5 days a week, maybe 4 days a week. And at least 2 of my days, usually Saturday and Sunday, are skill days, where I focus specifically on 1 or 2 skills to teach, to help you get more comfortable with using them. And I will do an entire 4-hour session on just that one skill. So that should help you kind of get more comfortable with it. And I will do the same skill multiple times in other videos. And I will highlight them so that you know this is what we're working on. And then as we get more into this, I'm going to clip those sections and make them into skill videos to put on my website. So that if you I need help on knife skills, you can go on my website, type in knife skills, it'll pull up all the videos that work on knife skills, and you can watch them to help familiarize yourself with what we're doing. So this Saturday, we're doing knife skills and saute, which is a cooking method in a pan. And I'll talk about both of those techniques, and with those techniques we're making fajitas, which we actually did last week. We're doing it again. We're not frying eggs this weekend. I can fry eggs next weekend. I wouldn't mind doing a breakfast round. And then on Sunday, we're doing a baking skills video, and we're working on a mixing method called the biscuit method. With baking, what you really need to know are the different mixing methods, because that's really what changes everything. So we're doing the biscuit method, and with that, we are making scones. And then next week, I think I'm doing another bread day on Monday. I might change that and do it on Tuesday, depending on what my work schedule ends up looking like. And then international, so I do so far I've been doing a bread day, international dessert day, and then today was anime food. And then I have the 2 skill days. So my international food next week, I'm sticking with French, and we're doing crepes. And then skills next weekend. I think I had them written out, but I can change them. So, but yeah, I can teach you how to fry an egg. Now, I'll have you know, there are over 100 different ways to cook an egg. So I can't show you all of them in one day, but we can work on a lot of them. 100, that's quite a conversion approximation. What? Oh, a conservative approximation? No, it's not conservative at all. First of all, I said over 100. Yawn. And secondly, fun fact, the reason that chefs wear tall hats is old school brigade restaurants. Your hat signified what position you were in the kitchen, and the more pleats or like folds you had in your hat the higher your rank was. And the idea was that you had more pleats the more ways you knew how to cook an egg. And the executive chef had a 100 pleated tall chef's hat, and the 100 pleats signified the 100 different ways to cook an egg, and that he had mastered all of them. That's the story. Whether or not it's true, I don't know. But okay, so I have rice in here. It has been rinsed. I am going to cut my vegetables and then add water to this and then cook it. Because I decided I don't think I want to cook this just yet. But we're close. Okay, so. Move. Okay. The next thing we are going to do. Okay. The next thing we are going to do is chop a lot of vegetables. I only have 2 bowls. Not bueno. Aha! Okay. All the bowls. Alright, so I'm going to dice some cucumber and some onion. I think my knife kit is in my car, so I'm gonna have to use my regular kitchen knife. Yeah, I'm excited to have you, Max. Maxie, do you care? Does either one matter? So if you need to know some things about me. One, you'll see me use a lot of gloves. I don't like getting my hands dirty. It's a thing. I am a professional in the industry, and we wear a lot of gloves, often out of laziness. So you will see me wear them a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna peel my cucumber because I don't want to deal with the skin. And I'm dicing this. Dicing? I got an English cucumber because English cucumbers have less seeds than regular cucumbers. The package at the store said seedless. I don't recall them being totally seedless, but I do know they have less seeds. So, and you'll notice my vegetable peeler looks a little bit different than most people's. I call these speed peelers. I don't know what they're actually called. You can get these at restaurant supply stores. You can also get them on Amazon. They're like $2. But instead of, I don't even own a regular peeler, but instead of going this way, which to me feels weird, you hold it like this, and then you just pull, and you don't run the risk of like slipping. You don't have to apply a lot of pressure. You peel away from yourself so that there's a lot less like risk for injury. I like these. I prefer these. They're cheaper and they're usually a lot sharper. So if you can find one of these, this is something I highly recommend you add to your kitchen arsenal. These are fantastic. Again, if you compost, this is great for that. Or if you garden, I do neither of those things yet. Maybe one day. And then we also don't need okay, so dicing long things. Cucumbers, zucchini, carrots. There is a few ways you can do this, okay? I'm going to show you what I think is the easiest way. And to start, we're going to cut it in half. It's less to have to worry about for length and stuff, okay? The other thing you need to know is every slice you make from here on out is going to be the size of your cube, okay? I want mine to be fairly small, so I'm going to go fairly thin on this. There is an actual word for this size. I believe it is a brunoise? I don't remember. When you get to these ends, they're a little bit like squirrely, so hold them in both fingers and just make sure you don't cut towards your fingers. Okay. So you have a bunch of these nice long slices. Okay. These off. We're going to do it to this side now. One thing you need to know about doing knife work like this is you have to have a super sharp knife. A sharp knife is a safe knife. If your knife is dull, what'll happen is when you go to press down, rather than cutting into the food, it'll slip, and it will often slip towards your fingers, and that's how you cut yourself. So, super sharp knife is a good knife. Do not sharpen them yourself at home. Don't use those crappy knife sharpeners that you put on your counter and like do this bullshit. Take it to a professional knife sharpener. It's like $2 to $3. It's not expensive. Do it once a month, every 2 months, depending on how much use your knives get. Easy. Yeah, these aren't seedless. They're mostly, but they're not like American cucumbers, which are like super seeded. Okay, so you can do this like the whole cucumber at a time, but for the sake of teaching, I'm going to show you guys for dicing. Okay, it's pretty self-explanatory. Now I have a bunch of cute little cucumber squares that I'm going to put in my not green bowl so I can see them. If you're sharp, okay, I have issues speaking sometimes, okay? Lay off me, Jan. Sometimes when I'm working and talking, I will think about, I'm thinking about what I'm saying and what I'm doing at the same time, and I will sometimes talk about what I'm doing instead about what I'm trying to think about, and my words come out jumbled. So if your sharp is dull, okay, so the other way you can do this is by stacking a few, preferably ones that are about the same width. And if you notice, I'm going through it instead of straight down. When you go straight down and then come up, usually it'll stick. If you go through in long cuts, you have more of a chance of it sticking to each other rather than to your knife. If your sharp is dull, you should get it knifed. It's true. Jan just comes in here to make fun of me. I'm convinced. There we go. That's dicing cucumber. Super easy. I just noticed I started going smaller. You may come here and make fun with me. Alright, that's fair. I mean, you're watching me instead of Hunger Service, so I should feel very honored that you chose me. Unless you're watching both of us at the same time. I don't even know if he's on right now. I think he's usually on this time, right? If Femme Chef was a vegetable, you're a dork. Oh, he's not on yet? Oh, so that's why you're over here. As soon as he comes on, you're gonna jump ship, right, Jan? See how it is. I thought he usually came on around this time. Is he going later these days? I figured out that like all of the food streamers stream at the same time, so I was trying to not stream at that time so that people wouldn't have to choose.
I like seeing the back of your head.
Sorry, I got into it. Thanks, Dom.
I think what could help with. I know you get over it now.
No! No, stop it!
No, so that way if you lean over a little. No, don't do that
I'm still gonna lean over the cutting board. I'm leaning over because I need to see what I'm doing. I have leaning problems, okay?
And what we do is
Oh, an hour later?
we can do that a little bit maybe. I don't know. I'm trying.
He's trying. No, I want to see my face.
It's,
I'll just stop leaning. It's okay. I just gotta be aware of the fact that I have leaning issues.
there. How
I'm
about
the
that?
leaning
No. Look
tower
how I got
chef.
it. Look how I got it. Bam.
There
And
we
you
go.
see the very
Perfect.
bottom of it.
Perfect.
That one.
Just the bowl was in the way. No! Cucumber down! What do you think of my music, Jan? Okay, cucumbers are cut. Next we're gonna cut some onions. Okay, so here's what you need to know about dicing onions, okay? There are two bits so I need to be aware of. You've got this part, which is like, I don't know, the top, I guess. And then you've got the stem, or the root, or as I call it, the fuzzy bit, okay? It's odd to hear all those popular songs covered by the same person. I like him because, one, they're covers, so it's going to make it harder for me to get hit by I keep wanting to say terms of service, the copyright stuff, and because he's not as well known. But I also really like how he takes really fast songs and kind of slows them down. So it kind of has all the same like soft tone, which I really like. So, okay, so for dicing, I keep looking up here like there's a camera up here. There is, but you can't see me looking at you. For dicing, you need to keep the stem. Okay, the stem's important. This is gonna hold the onion together so that we can dice it properly. So what you need to do is you need to get rid of this top. Now you don't want to cut all the way through, most of the way. Okay, think like nearly headless Nick. Okay, it's almost sliced. The reason is because this is going to help you start peeling it. Otherwise, it can be kind of difficult sometimes to get going. Okay. And this should generally come off in one or two nice big peels. Bam. Alright. I don't want any of this. This is all garbage. Or compost. I mean, not kind of person you want. You want to get all this crap off your cutting board. Okay, now the next thing you need to know is that water will generally diffuse the oils that the toxins are released in onions, and it also cleans some of the dirt off of this stem. So now's a good time to get it wet. Okay. The next thing you need to know is that the onion root right here holds most of those toxins. So as soon as you sever this, that's when all of the oil is going to start getting released. We need to dice this onion, which means we need to cut it in half first. So we're going to have to cut through the stem. That's okay. Keep those sides face down, and it'll help you out for a little while. Keep the tears from happening. You like it? Okay, I'm glad. Okay. So for dicing, same rule. What's in the bleep? Bleep? Same thing for the cucumber. The slices you make right now are going to determine the size of your dices, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to make basically incisions. We're going to cut from this end to about this point. We're not going to go all the way because, one, we don't want to sever the stem. And two, we want the stem to hold everything together. So I'm going to make these lateral cuts about this far deep. Again, you need a really sharp knife, and I'm going to go to about here. And then I'm going to slide the knife out. And then go up a little bit more. I'm doing this upright to show you guys how far I'm going. But you don't have to do this when you're cutting it. Just be careful not to cut off the top of it, because you're gonna need that. Okay. Oh, it auto-modded. Oh, you slice the furry bit? If you're gonna do slices, long, like half-moon slices, you can cut that off. But for when you're dicing, it holds everything together for you. So this is what's currently holding my onion together, so it's nice to have. Automod's very sensitive. Yeah, it has its moments. Oh, let's see, what was it? Held a message for a reason. Sexual. I usually slice the hairy bit. It modded hairy bit. I like that. That's fun. Okay. Okay, so now, here's my head again. Sorry. Okay, so now we're going to make, we did slices this way. Now we're going to go this way, okay? So, same rule. Don't go all the way. And we're going to go about as wide as we want our dices. You're going to lose some bits. That's fine. I'm doing pretty small ones because this is going in my little salads inside my onigiri. You can do large dices if you want. That's totally cool. You can do even smaller dices than this if you want. Either way is fine. Now if you notice, I'm not going all the way. Okay, now this is the hard part. Your onion's been pretty messed up. He made it! Yay! Apparently it didn't like hairy bit. Whatever. I mean, the only nick off the hairy bit, let the stem keep the onion. Oh yeah, you can completely cut it off. It doesn't really matter. I like to just wash because it's got hair on it, and I don't like to make more cuts than I need to. Tabitha, you have not really missed much. I washed my rice, haven't got it cooking yet, and I put some marinade on all my fish, and I deveined the shrimp. That's it. Now we're talking about dicing. Okay, so I have this way. I have this way. Now I need to do this way. And this is what's going to finish it off. Now, you have to hold your onion together. It's going to want to split on you. So keep your fingers on opposite sides of the onion, and then keep your finger down to hold it all together. See how these outside bits want to escape? See this? Okay? You want to hold those in. They're going to try to escape on you. this little piece on the end that was holding everything together is now still pretty solid. So what you can do is just take little bits off of it, or you can try to finish cutting it, or you can just throw the whole thing away, which is usually what I do because I'm lazy AF. Alright, now we're going to do the other side. I'm going to do this one a little bit faster. Oh, it started to kick there at the end. Not too bad though. Alright, and I'm just going to toss these bits because I don't really need them. Okay, so we got our veggies cut. And then avocado, I'm going to put into, I'm trying to decide if I want to dice it now. I'm going to dice it now, and then I can just pull it out. Okay, so we're going to do avocados. First thing for an avocado, take this little thing out. Okay? This little guy. If this is still in your avocado, if it's not in your avocado, it's because some asshole at the store thought that this is how you check if avocados are ripe or not. It's not true. Please don't do it. Don't be that guy. What this does is oxidizes the inside and makes it ripen faster. Don't be that guy. Leave these in here. If you need to know if an avocado is ripe, just give it a little squeeze, okay? If it's a little soft, it means it's good to go. If it's hard, it means it needs a couple days. Alright? Don't fuck with other people's avocados. I heard money. Maxie with a donation! $20! Thanks, Maxie! I appreciate that. I always love donations. That helps me get my stuff more. This avocado's weird. More upgraded. So thank you, Maxie. I appreciate it. Let's see. We're not making. I'm sorry. That was from yesterday. I haven't updated yet. This is for onigiri. For the salad, I am doing shrimp, cooked salmon, slightly cooked tuna. I'm doing 3 different ones. Yeah, I know. That was yesterday. I forgot. We ended up going to the gym this morning, so I didn't have time to update everything. If somebody wants to ping Kevin, maybe he'll update it for me. Oh, I love the little Vegeta pineapple. That's amazing. Fooey man, I'm glad you're enjoying him. Spread him all over Twitch, just all over the place. Vegeta pineapples. So what I'm doing is I'm just making this like crosshatch pattern. So then when I want to pull these out of here, I can. And I didn't go all the way through to the skin, so they're just kind of hanging out in here for when I'm ready to use them, which will be later. Okay, another thing about avocado. Taking the seed out is very simple, okay? However, 1, make sure you have a sharp knife. 2, please wear gloves when you do this because it is very common for the knife to ricochet off of the seed and slice your finger, and the gloves are a nice barrier. 3, when you take this off, it doesn't need much pressure. Just pinch your thumb against it and it'll slide down. Do not slide because if you come back wrong, you will slice your finger. I've done that too. So, Vegeta is the best Dragon Ball character for sure. That's not even an argument. You'll also see I'm more moving the avocado than my knife, which gives me a lot more control over what I'm doing. Okay. Bam. Okay. Avocado is going to hang out with the onion. Cool. Okay. I think I'm done with the cutting board for now. Okay, now we're gonna get our rice going. Nappa is the best Dragon Ball character. That's only if you watch Dragon Ball Abridged. Super is going. We had a group at work. We get all together Sunday mornings to talk about last night's episode. And there was one guy who was obsessed with Goku, so we'd get salty every time there's a Vegeta-centered episode. Well, F that guy, okay? Because every single episode is a Goku episode, so F that guy. Okay. Something you should know about me. I went to culinary school. My chef in culinary school did not know how to cook rice. He was a 20-year veteran of the industry. He had worked in multiple hotels. He had cooked for 4 different presidents. He didn't know how to cook rice. So I never learned how to cook rice. I can make rice pilaf, and I can make risotto. And everything else gets made in the rice cooker. So that's my shame. All right, so we rinse the rice. I need to now add the water for the rice. Alright. Oh, hey, Tabatai, since you're here, somebody had a question for me earlier and I wasn't sure what the answer was. Could you use arborio rice for sushi rice? It's short grain rice, so in my mind it makes sense that you could, but we weren't sure. So, okay. See, all I have to do now is hit the button. I love it. Thanks, Boo. You made it. Makes me feel better. All right, so I'm gonna put this. We have this little like hole in our cabinet that's great for steam, so that's where that's gonna go live. Rice cooker makes life way easier. For sure. That way I don't have to bend down anymore. It would probably work to varying degrees, and we're trying to. Yeah, that was kind of my reaction. Was like, in theory, yeah, absolutely, it should work as long as you rinse it properly. I don't know if it's shorter grain than sushi rice. Thanks, Maxie. Appreciate it. See, that's why I need you guys. You have to be careful not to add anything but water, though, as acids and fat to prohibit the bonding action with starches. Well, yeah. I mean, what else would you add to it? Ooh, an official Super Saiyan Nappa? That'd be really cool. Kevin's got a point. Although, with, I don't know. I will say this. I have played a lot of Dragon Ball FighterZ. And Nappa's actually one of my favorite characters to fight with. And within the context of that game, I think he'd be an awesome Super Saiyan. Just saying. He's got the anger for it, that's for sure. Now, here's my question. I don't remember. In Dragon Ball Super, oh, the beard. Oh, that would be awesome. In Dragon Ball Super, did Kappa and the girls, did they have tails? Because I don't recall, have we seen anybody become a Super Saiyan with a tail? In canon, that is. Or burger is way more expensive than regular California short grain, though. Just never heard a reason to try. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense, yeah. Certain areas, it's easier to find the short grain Japanese rice because we're more international friendly, but then other areas that are a little more rural, it might be harder. You might only be able to find Roboria rice. Oh, Mono, if you've seen fan art, you gotta drop that in my channel. I want to see that. Yeah, I don't think anybody from the, what is it, Universe 7 or 6, whatever the sister, I don't think they had tails. I have a theory that you cannot become a Super Saiyan if you have a tail. That's my theory. Packing? What are you packing for, Mono? Okay, rice is cooking. We need to get fish cooking. So we're gonna do that. So this is gonna do this. That kind of works, right? My slightly dirty stove. A pound of sushi rice is as expensive as 2 kilos of basmati, and a pound of risotto rice is half that. Oh wow, yeah, so that makes sense then. Not sure. Since I looked Dragon Ball Z fanarts. Just got a business trip this weekend. I was tagging on this time. Oh, that's right, because you guys, I keep, it's this stash. You're right. The mono stash makes me think you're male. It gets me super confused. You're just tagging along. That's kind of cool. What convention? Where's it at? So I know y'all are going to Seattle soon, right? Okay. Fish time. Here are some rules for cooking fish. Number 1, do not use a non-stick pan, please, for the love of God. Non-stick pans, because of their non-stick coating, really need to be used at low temperatures, and pans like this are more for high temperatures. And for fish to be seared properly, you need to be screaming hot. So please don't do it in a non-stick pan. Please do it in a regular pan. Please, 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 please. Getting ready for, it's just your shop name. Anime Festival Orlando, then I'll be at Otakon next week because of Summer's convention. Yeah, Summer's convention season. Did you guys, I think Comic-Con San Diego was 2 weeks ago. Did you guys go to that? No, I wouldn't know if you guys gone to that. Okay. Let's do the shrimp last. We're gonna do the tuna first. Okay, so I am using my power burner. This is the larger one. So I'm not quite going up to, I'm gonna go to medium, which on everything else would be about medium high. And I'm using grapeseed oil. You definitely want to oil your pan. You just need enough to coat the bottom. Look, guys. More Tupperware. Doesn't really, it's hard to see. Tupperware. There we go. Love my Tupperware. Okay. So you want this to cover the bottom. So just give us some swirls. Swirl, swirl. And Kevin always asks me, how do you know when the oil is ready? There's a couple ways. One, it's going to be super watery when you go to like swirl it around. Sometimes with grapeseed oil, it's hard though, because grapeseed oil cooks faster without getting to like the right temperature. It's a little weird that way. So the surefire way and the slightly more dangerous way is get your fingers wet and throw some water into it. When it starts spitting back at you is when it's ready. We've been in Seattle for fun in December, and yeah, haven't gotten out to the West Coast for any conventions, so yeah, it is pricey going out there. Oh yeah, you guys are in Florida, I forgot about that. But we do love to visit. Aww. Sorry, I'm reading things. Interesting that you guys get California short grain in Florida. Weird. Yeah, I forget that you guys are in Florida. So I'm in Texas. I'm from California, so I always just assume that everybody's in California for some reason. Okay, so while this heats up, I'm gonna grab our fishies, which have been sitting in here. They've been hanging out in their little seasonings. Alright, the other thing that's really nice to have in your kitchen arsenal is a fish spatula. Okay? Where's my camera now? Fish spatula. Oops. Hitting things. Fish spatula, okay? It's a little bit more delicate. It has a thinner thing, so it's easier to scoop. You can hear the oil. But just for fun. Okay? Now it's ready. Okay? Like I said, slightly more dangerous because oil and water don't get along. But it is a surefire way. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. This is going to happen quick, so you better be paying attention. Tuna. Oil. Cover. You're just searing the tuna. We're not going crazy on it, so I'm not going to do that for very long. You are also going to want somewhere for your fish to land when it comes out. Plate. If you're going to peek, open away from you. Ooh, it smells. Oh my God, it smells good. Oh, there we go. Hunger Service is alive. Bye, yawn. Okay, open away. Now, something else about fish. It will let go when it is ready. Don't force it. Okay? If you go to lift up fish and it's stuck, if it's properly oiled and it's the right temperature, it will let go when it is ready to be flipped. If it is not letting go, it's not ready to be flipped. So don't force it. Now the reason we're covering it is because all I'm doing is searing it. And I don't feel like searing the outsides of it. So I'm going to do flash sear one side, flash sear the other side, and then that piece is done ski. I need to drink more water. I need a hydration bot. Kevin, go download me a hydration bot so I remember to drink water. Okay, bye. I probably should have started cooking the rice when I was cutting the vegetables. Oh well. I wasn't sure how long it would take. Open away from you. Oh yeah. Alright. He is done. Yeah. Alright. So I don't want all this burnt stuff, so I'm gonna do this. Alright, what I'm about to do is very dangerous. Okay? Don't do this at home. Okay. That is a technique called deglazing. So when you pour water into a really hot pan, it's going to pull everything off the bottom of the pan. If there is oil in your pan, you need to be super careful, okay? Because it will spit at you like if we were testing. Mono wants to know what your favorite type of onigiri is so far. Kevin, you jerk. My favorite type so far, I've actually only had one. And I have no idea what was in it. So I couldn't really tell you. Basically, anything with fish and rice, I'm pretty much going to be in love with. So, alright, we're going to do this again. I burnt that a little too much, so I didn't want to use that oil. Flip. Look at my pan being all hot. That's salmon, yeah. I like salmon. I really like tuna. Thanks, the sear was pretty damn good, if I do say so myself. Oh, man, that's good. Salmon, tuna, shrimp, it's all good. I'm doing spicy tuna, regular salmon, and regular shrimp. Because I really like spicy tuna. So that's what that's going to become. Alright, so we're going to do the salmon next. So anytime you've like marinated anything, you want to make sure you get those juices and stuff, the marinade on the item. So before you don't just pull it out of the bowl and stick it in the pan. Give it a little bit of rub around in there. Now this we're cooking all the way. Most of the way, I should say. Fish, just like beef, is cooked to different degrees of doneness. You have rare, medium, medium well, and well. Nothing, no meat, the exception of poultry, should ever be cooked to well done, ever. It's just mean, okay? Fish you want about medium to medium rare. Everything really is medium rare, with the exception again of poultry. With the exception of duck. Duck you can cook however you want because it's a darker meat. Why are these rules? I don't know. They're just things. For the longest time, there were a lot of restrictions on pork because of how pork was raised. But pork's pretty clean now, so people don't worry about it as much. That's hot. I went the wrong way. And also for the record, I only lick my fingers when I'm cooking at home. It's the only time it is acceptable. But no, Kevin, really, look up that hydration bot that everybody has. I want one. It's cute. Did Jan actually leave? Oh no, Jan stuck around. Aw, he chose me. Now, if you'll notice, my pan is a little off center. It's kind of sitting a little this way. The reason for that is I'm aware of where the hot spots on my stove are. You can find your hot spots because you'll see that one side of the pan will maybe cook faster, or you'll get burning up the side. That means that you're getting more heat over there. So you want to move the center of the pan more towards that space, and that'll get you more even cook on your food. Alright, this piece is super thin. I'm going to pull this now. This is definitely done. Which will give these guys a little more room. would try to be a little bit more gentle with like keeping it all together, making it look nice. But since this is just gonna get chopped up and turned into like a fish salad, I'm not super worried about it. I'm also concerned about the oil in there burning stuff, so I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. You'll still get heat to cook the inside of it without super overcooking the outside. Oh my god, it's so good. Nom nom. Nom nom nom. I made them kind of soy heavy because I know the sushi is going to be a little on the sweet side. I'm very excited. Yeah, see, I knew that was going to happen, that burning. See all this burning out here? Alright, so you'll see I'm pushing down on these. That helps me determine how done they are. The squishier it is, the more cooking it still needs. You can also do something terrible and like open it up, and you can see it's still not cooked. But if you're like serving a nice piece of fish, you don't really want to do that. The reason, by the way, this is burning like this is because there was honey in here, and so that sugar is caramelizing. It's not like I'm burning anything like the fish. It's that there was stuff in the sauce that was burnable, which is fine, whatever. Really what you need to know for cooking is that everything is adjustable for the most part. It's not like baking where it has to be perfect when you go to put it in the oven, because at that point you can't change it. Cooking is a lot more fluid, so you can adjust things, you can move things around, you can, you know, like there's too much sugar in there, so I'm just not putting the fish on the part of the pan that's being burnt. It's a little bit, cooking's a little easier. Oh yeah, this fish is nice and raw. It's gonna be so tasty. Alright, I feel good about you. I don't want, like I said, I kind of want this to be a little on the undercooked side, because I am gonna flake it and make it into a salad. I'm gonna go for more of a rare. And this will also keep cooking as it sits. Alright, see all this burnt shit? I need to get rid of this. So I'm gonna go deglaze this. Deglazing is water in a hot pan. Again, there's oil in here, so do this when you do it, so you don't get hot oil in your face. Now, all this shit that's still stuck in here, just take a towel. This is why you use regular metal pans instead of non-stick pans. Bam! Alright. We are ready for our shrimps. The shrimp we're going to do only a few at a time, because if you crowd shrimp, they won't cook right. Ooh, hey, the rice is done. Tabs High, what's your favorite onigiri? Oh, okay, Taps, I have a question for you. So at this point, a couple questions. Is it better to add the vinegar mixture to hot rice or cold rice? And is it better to mix it in the pot that it was cooked in, or should I move it to another bowl? Ooh, that sounds good. Shrimp and mayo. You can put anything you want to onigiri. Pretty much literally anything you want, which is why I chose what I've chosen. Why I've chosen what I've chosen. There we go. Nope. No sizzle. Sizzle! You always do it right in the pot and while warm, but you've seen it either way. Okay, so I can let it sit there and it's not a big deal. Okay. You try, yeah. Dirtying dishes is bad. There we go. Shrimp are not to be abused, okay? Do not just drop these in the pan like they're ground beef and stir them around. All right? I will hate you forever. Make sure there's enough oil in there. Make sure your pan is balanced. And just like everything else, give them a little cover. Far too often I see shrimp overcooked and it irritates the hell out of me. We're also going to switch to tongs. And these cook fast, so you don't need to... Alright. Wait, this one's first. Snippies. Cover. And they're done. It is always better to undercook shrimp than overcook shrimp, because it gets rubbery, and nobody likes rubbery shrimp. Nobody. Alright. Go low on the oil. They're so cute. There's something about the taste of Gulf shrimp I just don't like. They have like this weird sweetness that just... I miss my California shrimp.
It's been sad night. Every beautiful thoughts been already sung. So I guess right now here's
you do this without the lid, I could do it without the lid. The purpose of the lid is to make it cook more evenly. What I'm doing is basically creating a teeny tiny little oven so that it's surrounded by heat. When you leave the lid off, you're letting a lot of the heat out, and so it's only getting cooked from the bottom. This way it's getting cooked from the bottom, around the sides, and the top. So it's actually going to speed up my cooking process by quite a bit. It's also trapping the steam, so it's going to keep everything inside here moist. Which is really important for meat, especially seafood. Basically just looks like a lot of pink. That's some good raw tuna. Alright, done with that. You'll notice I'm also pulling the pan off. What that's going to do is slow down the cooking because these are like they're done and I don't want them to get overcooked. Whereas if you leave it on, the stuff that's in the pan while I'm taking other things out of the pan is going to keep cooking. And I don't want that. Alright, so this normally would probably make a really great sauce. But I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to go deglaze it again and then set it to wash. Okay, so now I need some sauces. It's looking pretty good. Yeah! Thanks, Neon. I appreciate it. Okay, so the tuna is getting spicy, a spicy mayo. And then the other ones are going to get more like a savory deal. Why is my nose big so much? Pulling out everything. I need more mayonnaise. Shit. spicy mayo for the tuna. I'm gonna use 2 spices. Probably want to see what I'm doing. Okay. So I'm gonna use 2 different types of spicy. I have a Korean chili sauce. There you go. Korean chili sauce. There you go. And then I'm also gonna use sriracha. Out of reasons. Sriracha's got more of like a actual kick, whereas this has like a little bit of miso-ish flavor. So between the 2 of them, we're getting a nice mix. Gochujang. Yeah. And then I'm gonna toss a teeny tiny bit of maple in here. I know it's a little unconventional, but it's gonna make the mayonnaise a little bit more like Japanese mayonnaise with a little bit of sweetness. I don't like using sugar if I don't have to. And then I need some lime juice. Where are my limes? Oh, they're there. I lost my limes. Gochujang? 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 I never really tried to pronounce it before, I just kind of looked at it. I almost sliced my finger right there, guys. Is sriracha really worth the hype? I've never tasted it. It's not really something we use in Denmark. Yeah, sometimes sriracha is spicy. Sriracha is just like straight chili sauce. There's here we go. So it's chilies, sugar, salt, garlic, vinegar, and some preservatives. So it's literally ground up chilies. So it has more heat and more kick and less flavor. So this is just spice. Whereas these chili sauces, the base is water, and it has red peppers, and it has a few more things. It has garlic, cane sugar, onion. So there's a little more flavor depth, which is why I'm using both. I want the spice kick from this, but I want the flavor out of this, which is why I'm combining them. So, like, it's not spicy enough, but I like the way it tastes. So I'm gonna add a little more sriracha. There's also different spots on your tongue where spice can hit. Sriracha is more of a back of the mouth spice. I wouldn't really say sweet chili sauce, Maxie. I would say more flavorful chili sauce. So there's more flavors happening in this than there are in this. This is literally just heat and really nothing else. This is heat with a little bit of garlic flavor, a little bit of onion flavor. You're also getting spices out of that. If she's right, it's fermented. It has a rice powder or rice syrup base, so you get that like starchy rice flavor. So it's more complicated tasting. And it's more interesting, whereas this is just like, hey, I'm spicy. and it's really good. So, but this is just not spicy enough, but I like the way it tastes. So, again, using both. This is delicious. I think that's gonna be enough for that tuna. So that is done. And then for the salmon, I think I'm gonna go a little bit spicy. We are going to use a mayonnaise base, but I think I'm actually gonna break the rules here. I'm gonna use Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip is basically mayonnaise with sugar in it. This is considered a dressing. It's not actually mayonnaise. And this is actually more similar in ingredients to Japanese mayonnaise. It's just not as, it's a little more homogenized. So I'm gonna use this. Sriracha has a large range in Scoville. Oh yeah, that makes sense. And then I'm gonna go a little crazy here. So bear with me. Yeah. Alright. We're gonna do a little soy. I'm gonna do a little sesame. And a little bit of hoisin. Hoisin's got this really, like, I don't even know how to describe it. Just me have to just taste. Sometimes I buy bottles and it ain't spicy and then it's like super spicy. Yeah, I can see that. I like those kinds of variables in my food though. I know a lot of people don't. I do, personally. I'm gonna put some lime in this too. I probably need a lot more. Yo sauce. I heard poison. I was like, oh no, it's poison. That's pretty good. A little more soy. Actually, I lied. We're gonna a lot more soy. What's great about lime juice is the acidity often cuts the sodium flavor, and not often, it will cut the sodium flavor in soy. Salt and acid balance each other out. So if you over salt something, you can add acid to it and it'll bring down the salt flavor. And if you over add too much acid to something, you can add salt and it'll bring down the acid flavor. Do you think chicken or just beef meatballs? Oh yeah, I love poison. I didn't want to just do mayonnaise. To me, it was just a little on the boring side. So. Oh. Ooh. Oh. Kevin, come try this. This is delicious. Mm. I lost a little bit of the heat though, so we're gonna add a little bit. Just a little bit of that. A little bit of that. And maybe a little bit of that.
I can smell the fish cooking and everything like that. It smells delicious. That's good Spicy mayo.
Taste that one. Yeah, variety is good.
That's a spicier spicy mayo. It doesn't have there's something missing in this one compared to that. Oh, okay, so that
No
one's
soy
soy.
sauce in that one.
Okay, that's
This
what it
is
is.
more
then.
soy heavy.
So yeah, so that
Yeah.
one has that extra. So
This is for the salmon.
yeah,
This is for the tuna.
This is more similar to what you'd get at the spicy mayo, like at least from what I know it tastes. So no, I'm saying taste wise. Don't.
Okay. Do you think this one for the shrimp and the salmon, or just the salmon and do a different one for the shrimp?
I say let the people choose. No, that's not really stupid. both of them are good.
Okay.
So like.
All right. So that one's. Oh man, I got poison all over. Okay. So there's the salmon, and I need one for the shrimp. There's something about Gulf shrimp I just don't like at all. It just tastes like mud to me. Okay. But I guess if you grew up with it, I mean, whatever. Okay. We're gonna make this one a little different because it's like it needs some brightness. It's so muddy tasting. It literally just tastes like eating dirt. I don't know. Whatever. You like what you grow up with, I guess. With the acidity, which is like a nice fresh flavor, I'm hoping that'll kill the like mud taste of the Gulf shrimp. Unfortunately in Texas we don't get anything other than Gulf shrimp, which annoys the hell out of me. Yeah, that should do it. Okay, so here's the fun part. Fuck the top. I think I do that every single time. Okay, so I'm cheating. I'm gonna say this right now. I bought sushi rice vinegar. The reason is because I tried to make my own the other night and so I'm straight up cheating. I hope that's cool. I hope the anime food gods and my actual Japanese food cooks in here won't get mad at me for cheating. Oh my god, seriously? Whatever, that's fine. But at least I have the little paddle. Okay, the other thing I couldn't figure out, my Asian food cookers, how much sushi or how much vinegar do I add? Because everything I read said something different. And last time I added way too much. So, how much do I add? I have 3 cups of uncooked rice, and it doubles, right? So this is 6 cups of rice. Help! Parodian, hi! We're about to sushi our sushi rice. How do you do that spongy rice? You cook, or you cheat and you use a rice cooker. If you ask 10 people, you get 11 answers. Damn it! Sometimes that does not help me at all. Okay, so it's literally to taste then. You could have just said to taste, jerk. I'm kidding, I love you. So Parodian, there's a couple of tricks to it actually. Number 1, it depends on the kind of rice you use. The shorter the grain of rice, the more it's going to stick together and be fluffy. The second part is you have to rinse your rice first. That's kind of huge. It washes off the excess starch and allows the internal starch of the rice to come out. The vinegar is for sushi rice. So, I know, right? So, sushi actually means vinegared rice. Sushi is not referring to fish. Sushi is vinegared rice. And the vinegar is sweetened a little bit. It's actually seasoned rice vinegar. And so it's rice wine vinegar that has sugar and salt in it. And, ooh, drizzle a quarter of a cup over 6 cups of hot cooked rice. Stop the music. So I just boiled rice in a rice cooker. Specifically in a rice cooker. I suck at making rice, so I cheat. And I use this bad boy that my boyfriend's mother gave him for Christmas. It's an aroma rice cooker. Bam. So far I just boiled rice. And it basically does all the work for you. As long as you get the measurements right, it's going to do everything for you. So, a quarter of a cup seems like a lot. I'm just going to add it and taste it and go from there. Oh, you were worried it wasn't pretty sweet? No, it is. It says seasoned rice vinegar. You can't afford that? It's literally like 20 bucks, bro. Vegan chick! Hey, Kevin, can you hit us with a link to this rice cooker so that Parodian can check it out? Now, Parodian, you can just boil rice. It's for 3 cups of rice? That's a lot. You can just boil it. It's 2 to 1. 2 parts water for every 1 part rice. So if you have a cup of rice, it's 2 cups of water. And yeah, you can just boil it. No, the machine, you can afford the machine. It's like literally you can get them for like $20, especially on Amazon. I think that's the rice cooker we have. We cook so much rice, I had to get a 10 cup. Now, what I'm trying to figure out, and vegan, you might know this, can you cook lentils and other grains in it? I know it's rated for like brown rice, but can you cook like lentils in the brown rice version? Like, is that legit? Does that work? Rice cooker from the maker is $35. Or you can be like me and spend ungodly amounts of money on rice cooker, multi-cooker. Or you can be like her. That's totally doable. Tabs, am I smushing my? I feel like I'm like smashing my rice too much. Is that a thing? How am I doing, Tabsai? Am I murdering this? Oh, vegan. Are you like me and order sushi, take out the rice and eat the fish, other stuffing, and use the rice for something else? Or you can just order like Chinese food and ask for extra rice and they'll just give you free white rice. Big one steams and you can cook different shit in it. My mother-in-law said she put salmon in it. No, I do that. So ours came with a steamer basket, and so you put it on top and then you can put whatever you want. So we'll do rice on the bottom and then we'll do fish and vegetables in the top, and it makes a full meal for the two of us in like 20 minutes. It's pretty amazing. I do it all the time. As long as the grains aren't smushed though, you're all right. Try and slice more with the paddle. Okay. Chinese rice and soy sauce omelet, amazing. Oh, that's not good. Holy crap, it's she has a $200 rice cooker? Oh, you mean like this? Oh, okay, I see. Less of a baking fold in and more of a rice fold in. Got it. I'm like doing it like I'm making cookies. Kevin, come taste this because you complained last time. He complained last time. No, vegan chick, she's not crazy. I do it all the time. What starts looking bad? Oh, it looks like paste? That's just because of the camera. It's really not. No better? More? Good? Words. Words, Kevin.
There's still a lot of vinegar in it.
Oh my god, you're picky.
I really am. Like, you don't, I mean, like, luckily you don't taste it.
I hardly put any in there. He's like, there's too much.
I can smell it from here.
That's because I had the vinegar jar open, you dork.
Exactly. It's probably, you know.
Okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, now we have to make our salads. Jerk. Hey, come wash these bowls for me.
What?
Like, come wash these bowls for me.
Okay, after you're done washing them.
I'm just gonna wash the one. Don't be jerk. Okay, sorry, I disappeared. I'm washing a bowl.
The one that she told me to wash.
The one I told Kevin to wash. Man, Parodian's new around here. Look at him trying to tell me how to do my job. It's okay, dude.
What did he say?
He said it looks like paste.
Oh, yeah, it literally is just the...
It's the camera.
The camera.
Okay. We're gonna do the salmon first. This is my favorite part. No, what? What do you know knowing? Okay. So, some fishies. Actually, all the fishies. What? What are you talking about? Oh, Oh, the shrimp? You talking about my shrimps? Now you talking crap about my shrimps.
We'll come after you.
Mostly just Kevin.
Don't you be insulting my favorite stuff.
You said the shrimp looks like paste? Well, it's out of focus, bro. Give me a break.
Your face is gonna look like paste.
Okay, this is gonna make a lot more than I thought it was. I should not have cooked all this shrimp, all this fish. And I don't think I actually meant to. I think I meant to cook some of it and save some
What are you
of it
talking
for
about?
later.
You meant to because we're gonna have it for lunch.
Well, I'm gonna have to cook more rice is what I'm saying.
Oh. Nah, just make whatever. Well, maybe not.
That's good. Okay. This one was the salmon, I think. What are you giving me shit for? I have no idea what that means.
What?
He said a word and I don't know what it means. Chirashi zushi? What is that?
Oh, it's another Japanese.
Well, I figured. What is it?
I know the word. I can't think of what it is.
What? Are you cursing in my channel, Tabatai? Or, oh, did you try to send a link? I have links blocked. Sorry. It's a girl thing. I get too many spammers. Basically just onigiri or sushi toppings. Oh, on a bowl of rice. Okay. I can do that.
What type of size it was?
He said it's just onigiri or sushi toppings on a bowl of rice. It's like a taco bowl, but with sushi.
Hey, can you step on that? Right between your feet. Right between your feet. There you go, thank you.
Welcome.
I don't know where that thing came from.
Did you get off my shoe now?
Yeah, a little bit. After I'm done. Yeah.
Okay, so done. Wait, I don't want to do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Couldn't you, in theory, with anything, not just sushi toppings? I mean, I guess. Next bowl, please. Oh, wait, no, I need a cutting board.
I didn't like it on there. I think we need to.
Yeah, I'll salt scrub it. Alright, so the salmon and the shrimp are getting cut. Like sliced, I mean. Not like cutting them from the menu.
Nope, they're cut from the menu. Bye. I'm eating all.
Better rice and toppings. Yes, but depending on the ingredients, it might be defined as donburi. What's donburi? Alright, so this salmon is barely cooked. And by barely, I mean barely.
Okay, there's your extra bowl.
So I'm gonna dice it as much as I can. Yeah, like I barely. rice bowl dish contains fish, meat, vegetables, other ingredients similar to separate rice. Oh, okay. Donburi is like meat and vegetable rice. Dean's drinking sushi. She is on it. She's here to learn, man. Oh, I just pulled it out.
If my body was on fire, you would stand to watch me burn. You said you love me, you're a liar, 'cause you never, never, ever did, baby. But darling, I still got a good name for you. Throw my hand on the blade for you. Jump in front of a train for you. Or I would do anything for you. I would go through all this pain. Take a bullet straight through my brain. Or I would die for you, baby. But you won't do the same.
Okay. There is my tuna. Oh, I'm running out of bowls. It's a big ass bowl for shrimp, but it's gonna have to do. I hate this cutting board. Also, the shrimp is gonna be totally for Kevin because. Ugh. Who knows? Maybe the sauce I did will make it taste better. Here's to hoping, right? Tabitha, when you do your shrimp, do you cut it like this, or do you just like, I mean, surely you don't just put the whole shrimp in there, right? Or is it raw? You don't do raw shrimp. Do you do raw shrimp? Gotta be careful with raw shrimp on account of their diet, I think. Yeah, that makes sense. So do you, how do you make your, like, shrimp salad? Do you, like, cut it? Yeah, kind of like you wouldn't want to do raw lobster either. So, okay, so you're in Florida. The shrimp that you guys get, is it Gulf shrimp or is it like North Atlantic shrimp? So I swear the shrimp tastes different, and it is not in a good way. Basic version would be like diced steamed shrimp. May over 90 for the things available. Yours comes in the Atlantic. Our area is actually famous for shrimp. Oh, hey, that's cool. I'm telling you, man, Gulf shrimp, like, because I grew up in California, and I always loved shrimp. But since moving to Texas, shrimp makes me, like, want to barf when I eat it. Because it's coming from the Gulf, and the Gulf is so dirty that it does not, it tastes like crawfish out here. And I don't like crawfish that much. Like, think like, you should probably eat more of it. Like, the only way I can describe this Gulf shrimp flavor is like, it tastes like catfish. Yeah. Shrimp in California were like, it was always like clean and like juicy, but like, to me this stuff just tastes like mud. But Kevin likes shrimp, so we got shrimp. But I don't think I'll be buying shrimp again. Pretty sure their taste is on a, yeah, it's account of their diet, and the Gulf is so dirty that their diet is dirty, and it just, I don't like it. But you like it, Kevin, and it's for you. Okay, I don't want to get that taste on this, so I'm gonna do this first. Not sure if he said it, but that's the point. What's putting the rice vinegar in the rice? It's mostly to season it. It also kind of helps it stick together a little bit, but mostly it's for flavor. Okay, this was for this. Might have done too many vegetables. Holy crap, it's good. Okay. Got a nice kick to it. Alright, now this one. Tapasai might know better. Tapasai, what's the purpose of the vinegar in the rice? Tapasai grew up, I don't remember, I know you grew up eating Asian food, but I don't remember why. If you lived in somewhere or if it was just your parents. But he's a lot more familiar with these flavors than I am. In fact, tabatai means like hungry or something, or eat well, or something like that. 100% for flavor these days. I think traditionally it's for preservation makes sense. Kind of like, you know, all of our salted meats in European cooking. By the way, Kevin, can you drop a link for Tabatai? If y'all don't know Tabatai, he is also a food streamer. He is amazing. He does mostly Japanese cooking, I think. Want to eat. Never lived in Japan, only been for work vacation. I think he does mostly Japanese cooking and like a lot of other Asian type cooking. He's a pretty awesome streamer. His chef brother hops in sometimes, and I think your brother's doing keto or something. But yeah, definitely check him out. And then Kevin, if you'll drop a link for vegan too. She was in here, or she is in here. She is also awesome. She is a vegan cook streamer. And if you guys join my Discord, Vegan Chick currently gets notifications. Tabatai, if you join mine, you'll get them too. Notifications will go out when they go live, so you guys can go check them out. Kevin, you're gonna have to come out here and taste this. I can't do it. For anyone who doesn't know, Veritil is my boyfriend, Kevin. He is my first cooking student, my mod and admin, and tech guy. He does all my tech work for me. And he's on the computer in the office. And now he's next to me. I can't do the flavor. I thought it was shrimp in general, and then I had the shrimp fajitas in California. I was like, oh no, I like shrimp. And now you trip back to Texas, I'm like, no, it's Gulf shrimp that I don't like. Oh my god! Oh, Dirty Gobo! Thanks for the follow, Dirty Gobo. Dirty Gobo is our friend Brian. He's also one of my mods in the Discord. He's a cool dude. You guys might end up seeing him at some point on the channel.
He's got a more magnificent beard than
Way more magnificent beard, it's true. Not as magnificent as Shampoo, though. Shampoo still wins.
Brian's close behind him.
Shampoo's is like fuller, I think. Because he doesn't pull as much from up here. But Brian pulls from up here, so it like is wider. What do you think? I'm thinking more lime juice.
Which sauce did you add?
This one.
No?
Yeah.
I almost need more than that.
I don't think so.
Because there's no spice.
Oh, I didn't want there to be spice.
Oh.
It's just supposed to taste like the shrimp and like mayonnaise.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's cucumber and shrimp.
Yeah. I need lime juice. It like makes me wanna. This is how I feel when I eat tilapia. It's this flavor that I don't like. And like catfish and stuff. It just tastes like mud to me.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I mean,
You can like it. You can be wrong. Better? Yeah? Lime juice helps?
yeah, cut down on the cucumber a bit. Alright, what am I tasting next?
Any of them. They're all
Okay, which one is this?
done.
This is tuna.
That one's my favorite. I knew it would be.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You
That's
know how
got
I
a
feel
good
about spicy tuna.
yeah, that's a good spice tuna. Ah. And this one was the salmon?
Salmon. nearly as spicy, but it's got a little bit of kick. The spiciest one is definitely the tuna.
What? There's a little bit of spice in the tuna, that's it.
Whatever. I have to eat these too, okay?
Are you going to use any more of this?
I was going to add more of it to the tuna if you thought it needed it. I didn't want to ruin the texture of the tuna though.
I'd add a little bit more.
A little more? Okay.
Yeah. Because the I mean, you get a little bit of that spice, but that should be enough right there. Ow, this. That's good.
They're going to get avocado too, but I have to add it when I'm building them, or the avocado just turn mush.
Oh, yeah.
White chicken, shredded carrots,
Oh, yeah, that's a lot better. Oh, yeah.
and cucumber slices. That sounds good.
Oh, my goodness. No, yeah.
Do it.
That-
Make sure. I would use fish instead of the chicken. Chicken isn't really a sushi thing, so it's not. Oh, donburi. My bad. Not the other one. Yeah, you can do chicken. If you're gonna do chicken, you make sure it's fully cooked. You can basically follow the same exact steps I did with the fish. You're just gonna make sure it's cooked all the way through. But same thing. Sear one side, cover it, let it cook for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Flip it, cover, sear, and then with that one, since you're gonna cut it up, you can cut into it to check if it's pink, or you can touch it. That takes a lot of practice to learn how to do, but a tip is you can use your hand. Okay, this texture right here, closest to your thumb, that if it matches the meat, this is rare, and the further out here you get, the more done it is. So when your chicken feels like this, instead of this, more like this, down near the bone, this is when it's more done. So that's a good way for you to kind of figure out if it's done or not. Okay. I'm trying to do dishes as I go because I'm sick and tired of having an ass ton of dishes after I stream. And it is 5 o'clock. I've got about an hour. Okay. All right, Tabatai. The time has come for building. However, I really have to go to the bathroom. So I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. I will be right back. Kevin made me this, isn't it cute? No! Oh, the fan! There we go. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay?
She never learns. You don't put it here, you put it here. So watch. Ta-da! Look at that. Not even with. See? Look at that. You can sit there. Whoop, never mind, never mind. I lied. I'm wrong. Where'd my spoon go?
What I miss?
It fell off.
Just make a bathroom. I need to make a bathroom break scene. I just haven't yet. Any ideas about how to marinate chicken if it needs it? You could do a lot of things. Oh, look, that's. You could do a lot of things. You could do a lot of things with the marinade. If you want to go Asian. Oh, never mind. He already said it. Talking about on thighs over breasts, definitely. If you oven cook it, I just dip it in 50 soy lemon juice mix, season salt and pepper. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. The only thing I would add is a little bit of sesame oil. Marinades, you definitely want oil and acid. Helps penetrate the chicken better. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is some mise en place. That's French. It means everything in its place. Which means when we make these little rice balls, we're gonna need somewhere for them to land. So I'm just gonna wax paper a baking sheet. That was done. I don't know why I didn't. It's gonna be my landing pad. Oh, toaster oven for boiling? Nice. Okay. I'm going to do the salmon ones first because these are the tastiest and I want more of them. It's my thought process. Okay, rice. Tab time, I'm gonna wear gloves because have you met me? I also know, God, there's so many fucking bowls. That I'm going to need a bowl of water. Okay, so let's see. This is the hard part, guys. This is the part I'm not sure about. My question is there a method to this? Or do I literally just put rice in my hand and shape it? That's a lot. One more time, though. Put in your palms and shape into a triangle. Thanks, bro. Helpful. I feel like I just didn't grab enough rice. Angle your palms like you're cupping water when you shape them. Okay, but how do I know, like, the portion of rice to filling is what I'm trying to figure out. Like, I feel like I have too much filling. Okay, it is a lot. Okay. I was right. It was a lot. Okay. I made a couple of these on my own time just to like see what would happen, and I felt like they turned out really cute. Even though Kevin bitched about the rice. And I always feel like it comes out the bottom. You need to put rice on top too. Use the paddle with a thin layer of rice on top before I start shaping. Shut up! We're not talking to you! This is gonna be a process, guys. Well, Tata, you saw the ones that I made the first time. Okay. I'm not... we have a phrase in the culinary world, and that's don't fuck with it. Okay? If you feel like it's as good as it's gonna get, just move on. Can cover up the leaky bit with seaweed, don't forget. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Okay. Okay, so flatten rice. Filling. Little bit of avocado. Okay. Little bit more rice. Okay. I'm getting it, guys. It's the triangle's the weird part. Okay, it's kind of fun. Wait, what's so true? Oh yeah, I'm gonna need so much more rice. This isn't even gonna be close to enough. Oh yeah, don't fuck with it. Yeah, no, that's straight up a culinary phrase. Because we also have a phrase that's keep it simple, which I know is like not just culinary, but essentially what it means is that if it looks, you want your food to look as natural as possible, and if it looks like it's been like messed with too much, it detracts from the appeal. And so people like our food to look as like natural as possible. So you essentially want, like, you don't want to look like it's been overproduced, I guess is what I'm looking for. If you wanted to cheat, couldn't you take one of those cutters? I guess you could, yeah. The reason I'm doing it like this is because apparently this is the reason that they are triangles. Is because you like shape it in your hand like this. And so I wanted to get like as authentic as possible. But I also always see them like super tall. So. Okay, the other one I really want to do is the round one. That's the one I always saw. Kevin, can you drop me a picture of the onigiri from Pokemon that Brock always made? He made his round. And I want to try it like that. I have way more filling than rice.
what we had was so beautiful. But I feel heavy, like float
They're also
at the bottom of the
purpose-built press molds and such you can buy, but the handmade ones look best in my opinion. The jelly donuts? What are you talking about? Oh, is this a thing that I don't know about? I still have like the filling is kind of leaking out. I still think I'm using too much filling, but I feel like this is what Brock's always looked like. Like these cute little like. Wait, what are you guys talking about? Kevin, come out here and explain to me. Oh, is it a translation thing? Tell me it's a translation thing. Oh, it's a translation thing. Kevin, come explain to me.
So yeah, it's a translation thing. So whenever the original anime aired in English, they translated it and
Yeah, I remember them being called donuts. When I was a kid, I was like, that's not a donut. That's some Japanese food, and they were just calling it a donut. I was a smart kid, though.
So, yeah, that's they did it that way because they were like, well, kids aren't gonna know what it is, so we'll just call it a donut.
I mean, let's be fair.
And so
They weren't wrong. We're not gonna know what onigiri is. Even though they obviously were not donuts or cookies. Yeah, I knew they weren't, and I was always like, but what are they? I want to know what they are. Even as an adult, I was like, I need to know what they are. And I finally asked Tabatai, like legitimately, this was like a couple weeks ago. I still didn't know what they were. And I asked Tabatai, and I was like, what are these things I see in anime all the time? He's like, oh, you mean onigiri? And I was like, but what are they? Yeah? Does that look like Brock's? I didn't click on the picture, I don't know. Will you click on the picture for me? I just remember him being like these cute little
no,
like...
his are like that.
No, his are like little...
No, like literally.
Really? I thought they
Yes.
were little circles. I remember them being little circles. Oh, I guess they were.
Exactly.
I could have sworn... Oh, these mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
I could have sworn at one point he made round ones. I remember him sitting like on the grass. That's not the right screen.
Why are you watching your own screen?
I do it for when I do raids. I remember him sitting on the grass with
There.
um
Oh, not.
no, I remember him sitting on the grass with Caterpie and Butter. No, it was either Caterpie. I think it was Caterpie. And I remember them eating like round ones. I remember them being round. I was like, that shit ain't donuts. That's when I found out my Japanese class they were. I remember them being like these little round ovals like these ones. I remember this, guys. Okay? I remember it. I'm gonna have to make a fuck ton more rice. I'm pretty sure they were. Thank you, Mac. Thank you, Maxie. I'm pretty sure in other ones they were around in other episodes. Oh, okay. Well, that doesn't help me. I just remember I always liked Brock because he cooked. I was like, oh, he can cook. That's awesome. Because he had all his little brothers and sisters to cook for. Too bad Brock was creepy. I'm trying to like tap into my inner pastry chef to help me with shaping these because okay, you're gonna be the bottom. Okay, this one I think is the best one so far.
Since I've come on home, my whole body's been a mess. I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress.
Yeah, that's the winner, guys.
Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over back?
Almost every anime from the 90s had creepy womanizer character. Yeah, that's true. Seen the scene where the Brock opened his eyes. So I'm gonna finish off the rice and then take pictures, and then I might end the stream and just keep making these for like the next hour until people arrive. Unless you guys want to watch me make all of them, which, I mean, I totally will if that's what you guys want. Yeah, there's a lot of things in anime I really want to make. Like, we were watching Kenshin, Rurouni Kenshin, and they keep talking about this, like, cake that they eat, and I don't know if it's European, because there's a lot of European influence in that show, or if it's a Japanese cake, but I really want to find out what it is and make it. You're gonna load the car. Thank you, Tabatai, for all your help. I really appreciate it. I always appreciate when fellow chefs hop in and help me with stuff I don't understand, which arguably is not too often, but with the Japanese food, I am definitely out of my elements, so I really appreciate it. And you guys have a safe trip. Have fun at the convention. I wish her all the luck. I hope she does well in whatever it is she's doing. I got the power now. Thanks, man. I think I'm gonna get going to bed. It's 12:30 here. Gotta get some sleep so I can try and cook something tomorrow. Seriously, good job, great stream. Catch you next time. Thanks, Tabs, I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Maxie, thank you for joining me. Thanks for the follow. I always appreciate that. Don't forget to check in this weekend. We're gonna do those skill videos. I would love to see you in here for that. And hope you have a great night. And if you click on the link down below, take you to our Discord. And if you have any questions tomorrow while you're cooking, feel free to send me a message. You can even send me a message here on Twitch if you run into any issues, and I will be happy to answer any questions you might have if you run into problems. So feel free to hit me up outside of streaming. You know what? I've been totally forgetting to put avocado in all of these. Whoops. What fail? Oh. Yeah, absolutely, Maxie. You have a great night. Enjoy your rest. The hard part is trying to figure out how to get them flat and triangular at the same time. I'm gonna need so much more rice. And I don't actually have enough rice, so I'm not gonna end up making all of these, unfortunately. I think I have enough for maybe one more cup of rice. So I'm gonna finish off the tuna, and then I'm going to end stream and start cleaning up for our party tonight. We do Pathfinder nights on Thursdays, which is what this is for. We have a pescatarian in the group, so I've been trying to do pescatarian friendly foods, which ends up being a lot of Japanese food. So it's so hard to get them flat. I'm like drifting off camera. I like the little round ones. Alright, our DM's gonna be here at 6. I need more water. My water's all starchy. So I think the trick is making the rice ball first. Just joined Discord, awesome. Great, there is a baking section and a cooking section. So I will help you with either. If you need it, do not hesitate to ask. And like I said, have a great night. Sleep well. And we'll catch you hopefully on Saturday or Sunday, or both. Okay, I think this one's the best one so far. Look at that. That's perfect. Oh, except that side's kind of funny. I feel like they just need way more rice, or way less rice than what they actually need. Like I'm not putting enough rice on there because I feel like it's too much. This is fun. Alright, we're on the last one. Yeah, I made way too much filling. Way too much filling for the amount of rice that I made. Noob mistake. Yeah, the trick is definitely making the rice ball first. And then shaping it. Because then you can choose where the bottom is. Because the bottom's where the seaweed goes.
That flower dress blown such a pretty face. I'm not one to mix up where you work and where you play. But you better bet
Do I have enough for one more? I don't think so. I can make a baby one for me to eat.
I sit tight in the open and stitch me shut by Dr. Dawn.
Is mini onigiri a thing? Onigiri. I keep saying onigiri. Onigiri.
Well, I listed my symptoms. Well, she said I throw it on.
Onigiri bites.
Allergies that makes you sneeze, and the cough is just a cough. Yeah, the only thing is wrong with you. It's too much alcohol. I ran home, grabbed the phone, and gave her another call. I said, take me open
whistle one. Alright, now I need to put the seaweed on. I'm really sad that I made so much damn filling that I'm not going to need. Oh well. Okay. So now I need clean my counter. Okay. Okay. Now I need to put the little seaweed decorations on. Those are my favorite part. I think they're cute. So, some seaweed wraps. Where's my shrimp scissors? Told you we were going to use the scissors again. So earlier I was talking about how you should really get yourself a pair of chef scissors or kitchen shears, whatever you want to call them, because they come apart. I didn't really show you that. So these ones just join. Makes it easier to clean them, also sharpen them, which is really important for kitchen shears. You would sharpen these just as much as you sharpen your knives. And of course, these are Tupperware. Big effing surprise. See the Tupperware brand logo? Yeah. Big shocker, right? Okay. So, seaweed. Look, I have some cut. Okay. So, I'm not going to make them super big. Here's what I want to know. In Pokemon, where did Brock get dried seaweed? Like, I understand how you could carry around, like, sushi rice. You can carry around rice. You can carry around or you could fish for the stuff you put inside of it. Like, I don't get that. How do you transport dry seaweed? That's what I want to know. Carefully. There's all over content Gentle series. Wait, what happened? Beer butt? Nice name, bro. Thanks for the follow. Water all over the Kanto and Johto series. Also. Oh, I'm like, what are you talking about? Okay, no, I understand where he got it. I'm trying to figure out how he carried it with him. Because, like, you could carry rice in a bag, you could, like, fish and stuff, and that wouldn't be hard to do. You could carry the vinegar in, like, a pouch or whatever. But the dried seaweed, like, if this was in a backpack, it would, like, turn to powder. So I want to know how he managed to transport dried seaweed on a regular basis. I know it's a weird thing to ask questions about, but it's what I ask questions about. flat plastic container? Yeah, I guess. Okay.
Days when the rains came down in the hollow, playing a new game, laughing and running, skipping and jumping.
This is one of the weird things I think about, okay, for you. These are the odd questions that I ask. How did Brock transport his dried seaweed? I also want to know how, in the episode, there are a couple episodes where they're like at like a water resort or something, and there's a couple times where Misty pulls Pokeballs out of nowhere when she's wearing a bathing suit, and I have questions about that too. Oh. Mm. That's what I used to do.
Do you remember when we used to sing sha la 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 la, sha la 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 la.
I want you guys to understand how extremely happy this is making me right now that I'm doing this.
So hard to find my way.
This has like been a dream since I was a little dork watching anime as a kid. I also want to make a bunch of the food they eat on Dragon Ball Z, because it always looks so good. They always eat this like meat shank thing that almost looks like ossobuco, but I know it's not. I want to know what that is. I just think these are the cutest things. Oh my God. Did I cut exactly how many I needed? If I did, I'm gonna be so impressed with myself. That one did not stick very well. I feel like they started getting a little big on me near the end. Oh, I made exactly how many I needed. Well, almost. I'm gonna cut a little mini one for my mini one. guys. I made a mini one. See, I feel like that's how they should always be. Cute miniaturized. I want you all to know, even though I know nobody really cares, how incredibly proud of myself I am right now. These are stupidly adorable. Well, we're gonna have lunch and dinner for the next like 5 days. These are for tonight, but I have a ton of filling that I'm gonna have to figure out something to do. Okay. We gotta take a picture because food streamer. We take the best ones. Miniature one. I like the mini one. No shampoo, no! I never updated my menu thing for tonight, so it's wrong. Don't listen to it. It's a damn dirty liar. I made onigiri, which I'm gonna quickly take a picture of, because they're adorable. This is, I keep calling them Japanese sandwiches, which I hope doesn't offend anybody. That's basically what they are. They're like a really great, like, to-go. They're like to-go food. Japanese to-go food. There you go. So you can't see my face now. I must move you. There you go. Better spot for you. Aw, thanks! I appreciate it. I worked really hard on these. Trying to get like the right photograph. And I made a bunch of them. Bam. Easy Japanese finger food. So in a sense, yeah, they're Japanese sandwiches. Exactly. Thank you. It's like I don't want to make anybody angry by calling them sandwiches. They need like sauce or something, but I don't have sauce, so. Okay, so I made the miniature one so I can eat it. These are for our friends for tonight. I was gonna make a bunch for the week, but I ran out of rice. So. Most of it tastes like a bunch of rice. They have to be really big so you can get enough filling that you can actually taste it. Otherwise it just tastes like ball rice. Which is I'm eating now. Good though. Really tasty ball rice. I also made way more filling than I needed. So I have 2 bowls of filling that still need to be used. Alright, we're gonna Instagram real quick. Ooh. 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 Sorry, now I'm looking at Instagram. You're getting hungry. Well, that's what we do around here. We make people hungry.
You got a fast car. We go cruise and entertain ourselves. Still ain't got a job.
I like that picture.
You know, work in the market as a checkout girl. I know things will get better. You'll find work and I'll get promoted. We'll move out of the shelter, buy a bigger house and leave in the suburbs. I got a job that pays all our bills. You stay out drinking late at the bar, see more of your friends than you do your kids. I always hope for better, but maybe together you and me find it.
Okay. Shared. Officially done. I really just want to eat all these now. I can eat this. I don't know what I'm gonna do the rest of the filling. I'm gonna eat this out of the bowl. I made salmon and shrimp. I might just put them in a Tupperware container and Kevin and I'll eat them with rice over the next week. I hope they laugh though. Huh? This is so good. All right, I am done for the day. Let's look into raiding somebody. Who can I go raid? Let's go raid Kate because I love her. Yeah. K-A-I-T. We're gonna go raid Cook with Kate. Thanks for everybody who stuck around. I appreciate it. Let's see. I will be back on Saturday, and we're making fajitas. We're doing knife skills. That's going to be a cooking lesson. So if you're interested in that part of this, make sure to check us out on Saturday, I think 2 o'clock. And yeah, hit the follow button, subscribe button, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, join our Discord, all that fun stuff. And let's go raid Miss Kate.
Before you hit it.
You said something, it freaked me out. Before I hit what?
You have to remember. You're on a delay.
Yeah?
Okay, hit something, blah, blah, blah. So you have to wait like 20 seconds.
It tells me I have a countdown right there.
Where's the countdown?
I haven't started it yet because you told me to wait. Watch. Kevin's never seen this. He doesn't know what's happening. But
No. I'm saying you'll be talking like this, and you'll say, okay, let's go raid and everything like that. And then you'll type this and hit enter. And then by the time it gets to them, this is gone before it does that. And so the raid
shouldn't be immediate. It's not an immediate raid. There's a 20-second cooldown so that you can say goodbye. Watch.
Well, now there isn't.
No, there should be. Watch. Just watch. Okay, we're gonna hang out with Cook with Kate. She is an organic cook, and she works at a farm, and she's amazing. She uses really incredible ingredients. She's been in the industry as long as I have, I think, and she's the same age as I am. She's awesome. She lives in, I think she's Canadian, so she says lots of A's in the boots, and it's really cute. All right, bye guys.
Oh, fearless.
See the countdown?
Yeah, but also.
Yeah.
It happens immediately.
Yeah. As soon as I hit that button, the countdown starts, and then I start
This
saying
countdown.
and I watch the countdown over here.
I know, and what I'm saying is that,
And I watch the countdown and I talk until it does its thing.
yeah, but it cuts you off all the time.
Well, it cuts everybody off. See, and then now it's
Not
gonna
if
go.
you- See?
Oh, it cuts a little bit earlier than I thought.
That's what I'm saying. Because of your screen delay, which I'm still trying to figure out how to fix. So. Logan should be on his way over pretty soon.
I heard.
Working on my own self. I didn't go to the farm or anything. It's been a nice week of rest, recuperation, kind of refocusing. Femme Chef, welcome in, guys. Come on in. We are just almost ready to pull our tres leche cake out of the oven.
Tres
We got a
leche.
couple minutes left on the timer, and I'm just going to grab some chicken that we're going to marinate up for dinner later. Yeah, raid hype.
Those tres leches.